national soccer player, national cricketer. So we grew up in a yard where we had these steel bands. So we used to, as we would say in colloquial term, teeth a beat when they're not around. So all of those things influenced us. And then later on in life, I got involved with other groups like Castrol's. I played with Castrol Steel Band. I played with Eso Engro. I played with Juicy Steel Band. So I have a steel band background also. And later on, I started to get involved with the Calypso. When I was about 12, I got involved with my first Calypso tent. It was in Middle Street at a place called Oddfellows Lodge. There was Sheller, Spider, Lord Hawk, Summers, Leader, and guys like that was in the tent. I was a little boy going to school. So I started singing Calypso back there. And on, I became interested in music. And I remember was Boney Nose, Dougie Nose Joseph, saw me with a guitar one day and said, Patches, you could play good enough to be in a band. And that really was an inspiration for me to get involved with my first band. I went to the Virgin Islands. I met a couple of people. I got a friend of mine started to show me how to play the keyboard. And I started to learn from there. And the story built from there. So I started a band. And my brother was involved, my cousin Phil, who ended up being the first bassman for the band we called Volume 5, later known as Climax. And so on and so forth. I played with Exodus, traveled with them, played with a band called Ambassador, went to Europe, played with Asteric, played with Frankie McIntosh, who was a friend of mine, I could call him that. And on and off, I, was in bands, had my own band out. And then I got involved too with some of these top artists in the United States in the days of soul. And I still love a lot of those guys. Otis Redding, James Brown, um, Sam Cooke, and among those people, Rita Franklin. Those are some of my idols. But before that, people like Sparrow, Kitchener, Lord Blakey, those are some of the people we grew up with. Those are some of my idols, and I still hold them in high esteem. And then there was the era of the Bob Marley and the Peter Tosh, the Wailers, Bunny Wailer, and one of my number one artists is the man Jimmy Cliff. Jimmy Cliff and those guys influenced me a lot. And so I became involved in the whole music thing. So I do play different stuff. I play the blues, the rock and roll, reggae. Well, I'm a Calypsonian too, locally and stuff. So that is basically around a whole rounders of my sojourn in the entertainment field.
Nice, nice, nice. So when it comes to writing song, you write your own songs?
Almost all of the times I write for people too. There was one brother, he's gone now. He befriended me. He got involved with me, and he was from Calico. His name was Josiah Bob. He was a poet, and he wrote some songs that I sang. Never used any for competition. I just wanted to say that. But he wrote some songs that I recorded, and I did like that guy. He was a very nice gentleman. He died at about 93 or 94. And I recorded some of his songs that he wrote. He's the only person that I recorded songs for. So all of the other songs that I sing, I create them, and I always try my best to sing things that I could relate to, that reflects my character. If I sing a song about something, I like to feel that it's genuine. That's the way I really feel. That is a part of my true philosophy. I'm not going to write things that does not reflect, who I am deeply. I believe in that. And I was talking to Beckett just last night, and we were discussing that. As a matter of fact, I hook him up to this program. I don't know if he's listening. I sent him an attachment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And those are some of the things. And Beckett is another master for me. Beckett is one of the men I admire tremendously. not just because he's a Vincentian, but Beckett is a decent human being, and he does a lot of things behind the scene that people are not aware of. And I hope that this year, well, I think he's on a show tonight with Posa, another stalwart of the entertainment field. But Beckett must be recognized locally. And as I said on a program I host on Mondays, Beckett still need to eat a food. He's alive and kicking. And Carnival come around from time to time and they ignore Beckett. Beckett must be able to buy a bread, man. He said I'd eat bread or cake or whatever. And they must feature Beckett on some of the shows because Beckett have some songs that is undeniable classics. So you should always have people like Beckett involved in what you're doing. Scorcher too. So tonight I think he's on a show in the Victoria Park. And Posa, I think Brian Alexander again, who I must mention, who for the last 11 years I've been working with him in his studio. As a matter of fact, I was there just today. Last 4 days since I got back here, I was in Brooklyn. I came back last Sunday. I been by Brian and we've been working on some songs. The song that I did this year, Frankie had a hand in it because I did a little thing on my phone, send it to Frankie, and Frankie did some work on it and he did the scores and thing for me, which I brought down. And I went to Brian and did the recording. Frankie did a little thing for me that I used to rehearse, practice, and stuff. So Frankie is featured in my production for this year. And so is Brian Alexander, who been doing a tremendous job. He works with IPA, Abijah. This year he's working with John Duggan. He works with the Nubian Empress. And Brian is an unsung hero. Brian been doing a lot of work. And he does a lot of work for gratis if people can't really pay the full amount. Brian would compromise and he give them an opportunity to record and sing. Brian been doing a tremendous job, really and truly. So right now, I'm still a bit in the studio, but I think my song would be released about Monday morning. The song that I have for this carnival.
Oh, nice, 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 nice. So we wishing you all the best for 2025, man. Because tell us some of your accomplishments in the Calypso arena.
Well, what it is? I got what it is? I got second position about 4 times. One time I got it 3 times on a straight. 2014, 15, 16. I came third 3 times also. There was no other prizes in terms or positions. They have fourth now, but I came fourth already in some years. When the first time Princess Monique won, I came third to her. Abijah came second, and in 2010, I came second to Joycey. Vibrating Cakes came third. Then I stayed out for 3 years. I stayed out when Tajo won. Went to America. I stayed out when Skarpyon win. I was also overseas. And I stayed out when Fire Empress first won. Then I wrote a song called Ring the Bell. In 2014, I used to write songs for Rankin Bash. And somebody told her not to sing the song. It's too political. Because I didn't intend to sing. I was still going to keep out. And then I said, okay, if she don't want to sing it, let me try. I tried it and it became a kind of hit because I ended up coming second in that competition to another prolific Calypsonian, the man Zangi. Zangi is a very good artist. I have great respect for him. And Zangi won. And the following year he won also. I came second to him. The third year he won, I came second also to him. And then when it was 2018, I went to England to visit my grandchildren who I never saw. My son Jawanza, who was the keyboard man in the band Signal and was one time the leader of the National Youth Band. And I went to visit him 2018 and we did a song up there and I put it up for a year or two. Then when I sang that song, I came third in the competition. And last year, as you probably aware, I came third again too. Abijah came second and Mazad came first. So that is basically with me and the Calypso.
Nice, nice. So hold on 1 minute, 1 minute. You're speaking to the man Patches Nights.
No cross-country road, no stadium. You know the comrade must be really filled with them. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And stupidness. They build a fish complex in Orwell to catch the folks behind the dry river. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And wastefulness. You know the airport was so finished years ago. As far as I see like it's on go slow. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And pompousness. Well, I want to ring the bell. Come and ring the bell. Who ain't going to jail or going to hell? Ring the bell. Come and ring the bell.
Ring the bell, man. Man, say ring the bell. They asking for this one whole night. Ring the bell, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Tash. I like it, this one.
No cross-country road, no stadium. You know the comrade must be really filled with them. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And stupidness. They build a fish complex in Orwell to catch the folks behind the dry river. I never see more mess.
Go for that hyper to come, right?
More mess. I never see more mess. And wastefulness. You know the airport was so finished years ago. As far as I see like it's on go slow. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And pompousness. Well, I want to ring the bell. Come and ring the bell. Who ain't going to jail or going to hell? Ring the bell. Come and ring the bell. While we catch your tail, you doing well. Ring the bell. Come and ring the bell. This time man we bound to break that spell. Ring the bell. Come and ring the bell. We planning to give you a groundswell. Well, let me go and sit a ring the thing, just ring the thing, just ring. Let me go.
Any vibes, man? And this is like Calypso song, you know.
Married person say you feel shivers. Before you blink your eye case 90 plus. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And worthlessness. Mr. Andrews never tell no lie. You jam the poor girl so hard till she cry. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And nastiness. You fire Otto Sam, he have no job. Like you want the man to push drugs deep or rob. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And viciousness. Well, everyone say just ring the bell. Come and ring the bell. Who ain't going to prison? They're going to hell. Ring the bell. Come and ring the bell. While we catch the tail, you doing well. Ring the bell. Come and ring the bell. This time man we bound to break that spell. Ring the bell. Come and ring the bell. Vincent shall go here a grand swell. Well, let me go and set a ring the thing, just ring the thing, just ring. Let me go.
I loving this one here. So we talking to Mr. Patches Nice. Let me enjoy this one first.
You take away poor Marcus' property, and you wouldn't pay the man his damn money. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And wickedness. Look at how you're treating beggar babes. You're treating Vincentians like dogs and pigs. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And wickedness. Why you using we tax money so to pay them all men up on Star Radio? I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. And wickedness. Well, let me go and sit up, ring the bell. Come and ring the bell. Who
Who ain't going to jail, they're going to hell. Ring the bell, come and ring the bell. While we catch the tail, you doing well. Ring the bell, come and ring the bell.
It's the wise man, good night.
Time man, we're bound to break that spell. Ring the bell, come and ring the bell. We planning to gear a ground swell. Well, let me go and see the ring, ring, this ring. Potholes is on every road you go, and you done give agriculture a that blow. I never see more mess.
You never see more mess, man.
I never see more mess and neglectfulness. I say you drain the treasury, now nothing left, and you're going with the bag and bowl to IMF. I never see more mess. I never see more mess. I never see more mess.
Man, say never see.
Shamelessness.
The man see never see more mess, man. So, Mr. Patches, tell us a little bit about this song here, man. The people that loving this one here.
Well, as I was saying, in 2014, after staying out of the competition for 3 years on a street, from 2011, 12, 13, I was involved with playing in the band Next Level. My friend Ipe invited me to play in the band, and I was playing. I also used to sing, but I stayed out for 3 consecutive years. And then I look around, and election was in the air, so I say, let me write a song here for the election season. And I wrote it with a young lady who I used to write for in mind, Rankin Bash. But like I said earlier, someone advised her not to sing it because they say it's a political song and all of that. So I don't want to say I didn't have no choice. I decided, okay, let me try my hand at it. And there were so many things that I said in the song that was a reality. And I decided to sing the song. And I went to paper, Brian Alexander, and there's two versions. The one I sang in the competition is different. But Brian is a very creative guy, although he don't accept that when you tell him that, but he's creative. And he did over that one. We raised the tempo, speed it up, and he added all those bells and all those different things in it. And it has that more tempo beat that you could dance and gyrate to and stuff like that. And I went in the competition with the song. In those days was two songs. Today, I think since the COVID time, they're doing only one song. And I sang two songs, and I ended up um, getting second. So from 2010 to 2014, I never sang. And when I sang, I got second. And the following 2 years, I also got second also. And that was basically it. The song came out, a lot of people liked it and they gravitated to it. It was pleasing to me. And like I always say, it's the fans, the supporters, and the encouragers who keep you going because they always want to, encourage you, man. Sing, man. We want to hear you. We like what you're singing and stuff like that. And. So that is what encourages me. But I must give credit to my son also, Jawanza. Jawanza, he lives in England, and Jawanza did a whole lot of work with me with a lot of my music. And like I said, Brian Alexander, my brother Muddy, he used to support me a lot in playing. And just to go back a little bit, I was also involved in the days of the soul singing, and we used to have these big shows at Russell Cinema and at Lyric. And there was a lot of competition back there. You had Gustus Davis, Phil Francois, and Veran Brayton, and among those people. And we had competitions back there. And after this whole era faded out and I got involved, I started my tent that was called Future Stars. People like the man who sang Killer Snake, Phoenix, you hear that? Let Me Through Victoria Park, that came out of our tent. Our band was playing that. Phoenix sang that song. Then, what's his name? The Rascoco, Killer Snake. He was in the tent. Lance the Vincy, Blakey. People who folks tell me, don't bring them in the Calypso thing, they ain't this and they ain't that. Well, that's not my forte. I don't discriminate, so I don't do them things. So I got them in the tent and they were hits. Back in the days there was a lot of fun with Rascoco and Phoenix, Diffu, Lance Vincy, Chapman, Blakey. We had some nice times back there and stuff. And then after a while, I decided to give up the tent. 2003 was the last time we had that Future Stars tent. And then I joined IPA about 2 or 3 years after, and I went to On Tour. And that's where I am at this point here. I'm still in the Calypso thing, but now I'm singing with graduates for the first time. Both myself and IPA, with Hero and Homie and Nubian Empress and Tajo. Folks like that is in the tent. Sonny Banks is back in the ring again. Sonny Banks was a prolific writer. He's back in the thing too. So we have a good thing going.
Yeah, yeah. So hold on, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. You mentioned this song here.
Yeah.
Christians, let me through Victoria Park. Let me through Victoria Park. I said, let me through Victoria Park. Cause I'm coming like a tiger shark. Since 1978, I ain't sang at Victoria Park. Now she might not be expecting me.
Tell him.
I'm coming like a tiger shark. And since 1978,
Tell him.
they've been giving Beckett Road my straight. Because he had Frankie, Mackie just backing him up. They say my song for Calypso wasn't good enough. You gotta let me through Victoria
This
Park.
was a big one,
Let
man.
me through
My Phoenix.
Victoria Park. I said let me through Victoria Park. Cause I'm coming like a tiger shark.
Yes, man. The man Phoenix let me through Victoria Park. Yeah. Yeah, that song was a big, big song, man.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, yeah,
True.
yeah. So Patches, why more Calypsonian do not do more up tempo Calypso? Like your song just now we play, Ring the Bell. Does that he have plenty lyrics, but it's up tempo, you know? So why more people don't do that?
My own take on it over the years and my observation with the results of the competition and the mentality of the Calypsonians and the atmosphere in the Calypso arena is that when you sing, although I do a bunch of tempo songs from time to time, no, you want to sing what people call social commentary. People believe that it get lost because people would focus more on the rhythmic part of it. But I don't subscribe to that. Long ago, a lot of songs, people like Shella and Lord Hawk, even go to Trinidad with Sparrow and those guys. They used to sing up tempo and come through in front. Look at the last big song they for Stalin. Black Man Come Out of Party. That's a gem of a song, and he won with that. And that was up tempo, but it's a commentary. Here, people think that you have to just sing a slow song as a social commentary. And I think it's a part of the way people view judging. The judges, they think the judges have a more bias for slow tempo songs. I don't want to subscribe to that because last year Madzart's song was kind of up tempo. Abijada sing more up tempo. I myself from time to time, although I slowed down the tempo last year. Zangi's song always have like a tempo, and I think it's to do with the artists themselves. Um, we were trying to see if we could have gotten when we were doing two songs, if we could have gotten a compulsory up tempo song, and you could do what you want with the other. You could sing two up tempo song, but now they've relegated the competition to one song. And a lot of people just go for the slow songs with a bunch of lyrics. I don't believe in certain things in calypso as a writer. I believe you get it. I'm going to sing about a mango tree. I focus on the leaves, the root, the fruits, the branches. That's it. I don't have to go over and over to make the same point. So I don't overload my song with a bunch of words to prove anything. Lyrics is lyrics. I look for orchestration. I look for melody. I look for topic and I look for juice, if you want to put it so, in the songs. So that's how I approach it. Some people believe the song must be packed with a bunch of big high sounding words. I don't subscribe to that. And I think that a lot of people are guilty of just focusing on lyrics, lyrics, lyrics to the point of not studying melody of song. A lot of people sing calypso and they're not very, very, very good with the melody of the song, the phrasing of the song. I think that is one of the things that is happening. I personally think calypso must turn a corner and it must be innovative. That's why I like working with paper. We do a lot of creative things. We do put in a lot of blues riff. We do put in a lot of jazzy stuff in the calypsos and don't keep it in one vein. Calypso has to grow. And if it has to grow, you have to give it, a new approach. You have to inject new ideas into it, a new flavor. I believe in that.
Yes, yes, yes. We believe in that. So let me go back to your tent. So this year, which tell us a little bit about your tent when they're launching this year and which nights you guys will be performing.
Okay, I mean graduates. Graduates will be the first 10 to open the doors on Tuesday coming. And the following day, which is the Wednesday, this week coming up, it would be um, upstage. And then on the Thursday night, that's usually on tour. And then the following week would be the second show, Tuesday again, same criteria. Um, us, which is graduates, then upstage and on to, and then the third week, that would be the preliminary judging. When the president comes on, Kaba, he would give you more information because Kaba is a good president, but I must say this here and now today, he's not getting good support from the Calypsonians. Calypsonians only criticize, and don't want to do the work, man. We need a lot of work to be done. It's several years we've been calling for AGM. The president himself been calling for AGM, yet they're criticizing. The Calypsonians don't want to do the work. I'm the PRO. And it's several years now. I was elected in a democratic election as PRO. Errol Bennett was elected president, and we're the only two bona fide elected members on the executive. The rest people are people who we pull in to participate who weren't necessarily elected. And the Calypsonians are not doing anything. But things are happening still, and I think Calypsonians want other people to work for them. And when the job ain't go good, they criticize. But Kaba been doing a good job, and I commend him.
Nice, nice. We will speak to him shortly. So what's some of the best advice you ever received from someone?
Say that again.
Some of the best advice you ever received in your career.
Oh well, people would normally say, Patches, Patches, I like the thing you sing about. I like your voice and stuff like that. And people would encourage me to continue to sing calypso. And people, well, like I said, people love the art form, and once you don't go overboard lyrically, and once you could have double meaning for songs and stuff like that, but you don't go too far with it and make it lewd and make it outrageous, make it naked. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, people always encourage you to sing calypso. There are people who are calypso haters for whatever reason. People have a love affair with calypso. Some people in the society, so-called high-ups, whatever that mean, whether they're financially well off, economically well off, or educationally well off, or they are people with a lot of material. People don't want you to pinpoint them in calypso. They get mad at you if something is wrong in the society and you could point it or pin it on somebody. They don't want you to say nothing about it. They get angry with that. So you have a love-hate relationship. Like political politicians. You sing been singing on politicians forever. I sing calypsos on the NDP when they were running the country. John Horn became a very good friend of mine, genuine. I sing on his party. So nobody wouldn't tell me not to sing on this party, which is the ULP. They can't do that. They're wasting their time. I call Mr. Mitchell Nancy in Calypso already. Even though I supported them and voted for them. I see something to call him Nancy for, and I call him Nancy. So I don't see why nobody could tell me not to sing on the comrade and all. And I wouldn't bother with them. I just do what I have to do. That's the way it is. Our job as Calypsonians is to expose the things into society that other people are afraid to expose. Since this regime coming, I hear they planning to and threatening to sue people. Well, people used to sing on Milton Cato. They call Milton Cato Big Head McGuffey. People call Joshua Cucumber Heel and all. They call Marksman and all. Man, we're going to continue to sing Calypso. Those of us who understand what the art form mean, you go up there, you don't slight nobody. You don't try to damage people with your lyrics nakedly. You could be subtle and sitting, but there's some people who don't want that. People going about doing wrong things in the society, they don't want the Calypsonians to expose it. So this is why you ain't getting a lot of support from people, the business people in St. Vincent the Grenadines, because the Calypso could be going on throughout the year, but you ain't getting no sponsorship. You need sponsorship to pay for the musician, pay for the venue, pay for promotion and stuff. But people are holding back. They don't want, even the CDC have some grows with Calypso. They just want to call you and tell you, take this out your song. You can't sing this. I remember one night I singing for the final, and they tell me, Patrick, you didn't submit your lyrics properly enough. My lyrics I had nothing defamatory. And they calling me on the stage to perform the finals, And they call me up in the office and holding me up and hold up the whole show. Just so tell me I have to sign this and sign this. I go down and I talk to the people and tell them. And I still came second. People are afraid to sing. Like, she have a song that I play a lot on my program. He say Calypso ain't had dull gun, they only have water gun, they shooting. They shooting with water pistol. I like that song evermore. But that's basically it. But you have good people who like the art form and they will continue to support. And regardless of who ain't support and who don't want to support, Calypso will continue. And I see young people are coming in more and more. And we do appreciate that. And we'll continue to encourage young people to come in.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, nice. Well said.
Ladies and gentlemen, bring on stage a man, Patches!
Ladies and gentlemen, pleasant good night. Bum, bum, bye, bye. Humility, the true essence of strength. Bum, 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 bye, bye.
Don't forget we have Hyper coming up next, right?
I wish that I could be a better human. I wish every day I could help someone. I wish I could make lots of people happy. I wish I could have helped out humanity. Yes. I wish I could be a good Samaritan and help the master out with his master plan. I wish I could have been like Mahatma Gandhi. I wish I could have been like Marcus Garvey. I wish I could bring everyone together. I wish I could have made this country better. Yes. But I am only a Calypsonian, singing a song in a competition. Lord, give me the strength. Let me try to do what is right. Well, I'm begging and I'm begging and I'm begging and I'm begging, Lord. Just give me the strength. Let me try to reach heights. Lord, give me the strength.
I'm asking for some strength, man.
No.
Lord, Lord, give me the strength to do the best that I could. Listen to my song. Sometimes I'll be wrong, but I just want to be strong. The strength.
Yes, man. Asking for some strength. So, Patches, with inspiration
Yeah.
on this one. With the inspiration.
Well, after experiencing a whole bunch of things in my life personally and even in the entertainment field, that Song came to mind, and me and my son Jawanza sat down. He's the one who helped me to arrange that song. And we sat down and I decided to, when I look around and see other people's trials and tribulation, hear stories from other folks and stuff about temptations and about selfishness, greed, uppityness, I decided I'll sing that song not just for myself, but for other people who have to experience on a daily basis trials and tribulations, and people who want to be charitable, because the song have some undertones with that, where other people figure that other people's problem should not be ignored because we don't know when our time would come and we'll want assistance and support. So I'm in that vein. That's my philosophy is you cannot live primarily or fundamentally for yourself alone. Life don't go that way, man. Life don't go that way. You have to reach out to people whenever you need to. When you see people in dire straits, you must lend a little, you must help a little, you must give a little of yourself. No man is an island. So all of that together is why I bring that song. I don't sit down and plan a song from year to year. There's so many things around you. You just grab one and you decide to build it. And folk, like the song I'm singing this, yeah, I'll just give you a little sneak preview. The song is called Fake News. That's the one I have. Fake News. You could take it however you want it. But Monday it will be out. Fake news, and I'm trying to cite, a lot of fake news that's going on in the country. So that's where it's at. I didn't plan that, but I look around and I see it and I say, last year I played with the idea and I just, had it in my head and I said, I'll build that. But I also wrote two songs. A young lady I write for, I write her up tempo, and one for competition. And my friend in America, I wrote a song for him. I even went in the studio and I did the background vocal because he couldn't get that's the week before. He couldn't get a background vocalist, so I did all the background for him. Very good friend, a very nice guy. Regular guy, but very, very, very nice guy. And we went in the studio in Brooklyn, Tom's studio, and we recorded a song that he's gonna sing with the Dynamite Calypso tent. So that's how life is, and it's a part of my thinking of how I look at things and the character of the guy. I figure that the song that he's gonna sing, he wants to sing things like that. So that's how it been for me. I'm
Okay.
doing things that I could.
Nice, nice. Hold on. Your friend wanna join us now. Ipa wanna come on. So let me bring Ipa to the stage tonight. Mr.
That's my buddy.
Yeah, yeah. Let me join. Bring on Ipa. Hello? Hello?
What you doing in the
Yeah.
dark there?
Hello?
Man, put on the light.
Hello? Nah, we're not hearing him. We're not hearing him. Yeah, so let me work on that meanwhile, Mr. Patches. Yeah, so
Yeah.
the,
Check your mic, Iper.
yeah.
I was hearing you when you weren't hearing me. I don't know if it's a mic. But you will fix it anyway, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So hold on, Patches. They said they want to hear this before you go. Hold on, hold on. Let me try to fix the mic one time.
I freed 1,000 slaves, and I could have freed 1,000 more if only they knew that they were slaves. That's Harriet Tubman. Up, you mighty race, and accomplish what you will. Marcus, Messiah, Garvey. Come again. One of the things that does get me vexed is to hear Negroes quoting from Malcolm X. You know they don't have a blinking clue. They don't care what black people are going through. They will protect massa with their life. Give them the young daughter and the wife. You know they don't have no shame at all. They were born to lick boots and born to crawl. Look one day, your yard boy, house Negro, massa toy. But watch him now, Jimbo, Uncle Tom. Well, I guess that's the way they were born. Some of them talking reparation, but their minds are still on that plantation. They'll forever be just house slaves till they are dead and dung in the grave. I see one day, oh yeah.
Kaiser, Kaiser.
Garvey and Mandela, they would quote, using these great men to get some votes, working to keep the massa in charge. Most of them stunting, he living large. Massa don't have to tell them a thing. They will oppress me to please the king. Well, there's a shame and a damn disgrace. A bunch of traitors to their own race. Look one day, yeah, boy. House Negro. Massa Toy, but watch him now. Jimbo. Uncle Tom. I guess that's the way they were born. Some of them dress up in dashiki, trying their best to mama guy. But they'll forever be just house slaves till they are dead and down in the grave. I see one day your yard boy. No name.
What they call him?
Master Boy. Call a name and I go whistle.
Don't call nobody name.
No name.
Martin Luther King will turn in his grave to see the behavior of these house slaves. Harriet Tubman and Chatouillet will be ashamed if they come down here. Cause when a brother man tries to rise, they will sabotage him, wreck his enterprise. While massa working in the background, these niggas will fight hard to keep you down. Watch one day, yeah, boy. House Negro, Massa Toy. But watch him there, Jimbo. Uncle Tom, that's the way they were born. Some of them talking back history while they're working with massa to oppress me. They will forever be just house slaves till they are dead and down in the grave. I see one day your yard boy.
What they call him?
Massa Toy.
Patches in a easy.
No party consciousness, no.
Yes, man, we speaking to Mr. Patches Nice. Afraid to ask inspiration for this one here. What is the
Yeah,
inspiration
you're
for
a
this
black
one?
man, man. You hear what I'm thinking about? You're a black man. I'm sure you're conscious of that.
Afraid of one. Yeah,
No,
man.
don't be. You see what's happening in Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso? You see what happened in Ivory Coast just a few days ago?
Yeah, following that. Yeah,
Well,
very
those are
interesting.
where my inspiration come from. Malcolm and them guy and Marcus, them they are my teachers. If there were any teachers on this planet, those are the ones, my teachers.
Yeah.
Malcolm X, El Haj Malik Al Shabazz, and Marcus Messiah Garvey, Stokely Carmichael, Angela Davis. Those are my teachers, man.
Yeah.
Kwame Nkrumah, Thomas Sankara. Those are my Amilcar Cabral.
Mm.
I'm a proud black man. That's why I could sing that way. I know where I came from originally, and I have to be like this. Africa is where we originally come from, so I have no bones with that.
Mm. But that's a very nice song, though. I never hear nobody put those words together in a song. Yard boy, house Negro. That's,
Well, it's education too. You know what? You got to use the platform, my brother. Just like you're using your platform here to promote what you believe in. Because if you didn't believe in what you were doing here, you wouldn't be doing it. You're using this platform to educate people about our culture here in St. Vincent, the Grenadines, Calypso, and that's what you're doing. So you're consciously doing that. It's the same thing I'm doing in my Calypso.
facts. Yes, man. So, Patches, what's some of the problem in Calypso? What do you think? What's some of the problems? Why the younger generation are really gravitating to Calypso? This.
Well, I'm not no philosopher. I'm not no super intelligent person, but my own thing is, and homie has a song to me that tells me that I'm on the right track. Now, there's two basic things. Calypso is a very, very hard art form. The genre of Calypso is hard. One Calypso could have from 100 to 150 words. Unlike other types of song, like we say, I'm not pulling down anything. But if I sing a soca song, I could use, say, 30 words and have a whole song. Just repeat. But Calypso is hard and it's challenging. Very, very challenging. You gotta get the melody right. You gotta get good lyrics. You gotta have good timing. You have to have good memory. That is Calypso. Calypso is something people have to sit down, listen to, analyze, and take in, as we would say colloquially. Now, young people, as we would say, fidgety, as Granny say. They don't want to sit in a chair and listen to like a calypsonian singing in a concert. But the people in the tent does that. I mean, a lot of them come to the stage and they get on in front, and we understand that. The second one is when you do up tempo song like Wine and Jam and that kind of thing. Homie has a song, he say something about crush. Young people are holding the breath for Carnival come to take a wine on a young lady that they've been eyeing for years. They want to know which band she playing. I want wine off that girl. If I could say that on the program. So it's easier to do an up-tempo song and say wine and jam. And when Carnival come, you have a crush on a girl. And you seek she out whichever band she is and you take a wine. It's not the same with Calypso. So those are, to me, is a psychological thing. So young people would gravitate more to the one you could gyrate and the one you could have fun. It's fun for younger folks. Wine and jam upon one another and stuff like that. Unlike the Calypso, where you have to bust your brain, as you would say, to memorize your words, sing in time, keep your verses and them intact one after the other. Always sing them in place as much as possible. It's hard. Calypso is a very challenging art form. I tell you that. I just sing rock and roll and all that. And a rock and roll song might have about 30, 25 words. Just repetitive. I do things like that too. Little Richard and Jerry Lee Lewis. You know, I sing songs like that too. So I know. Those songs that they might be sweet and all that, but they don't carry no big set of message. Just like the soca is to have a nice time. Calypso is educational. So those are some of the things I think is keeping young people away. Too hard, man. That's my understanding.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, we still waiting to try to get Hyper on. We have some technical difficulties there. So we're speaking to the big man, the freedom fighter, this Mr. Patches Knights, man. Yeah, yeah, educating us about our culture. Yes, man. So don't forget to follow us each and every Saturday. We're here from 8 o'clock. Yes, man. So yeah, Beckett was saying the same thing. Beckett was saying Calypso is much harder for him to do than soca, you know.
Hard, very hard. Very hard. But you check out a mic, you sure it's not the mic?
I think they having some difficulty connecting back to us now, so we're just waiting.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just waiting for them to fix that.
Yeah. As you mentioned, Beckett, I always say Beckett is one of the most prolific calypso, not because I befriend him and he's a Vincy. Beckett has sang on everything up from a stone to a jar plum tree. You name a topic that Beckett has sing on. Name one. That is Beckett.
Yeah, yeah.
From Big Fly to saxophone to our soca to I love St. Vincent, I love you. Beckett is just a boss with composing, a very creative man. That's Beckett. That's Beckett.
Yes, yes. Beckett.
That's Beckett. I don't think any other writer, I'm serious about that, is as prolific as Beckett. I'm saying that genuinely. Genuinely, that top calypsonians who may have made it bigger than Beckett because they may have gotten better opportunities. But Beckett is a very prolific writer. The sky is the limit for Beckett in creating calypso.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So, Mr. Patches, so before you go, anything else you want to tell us before you go? Because I want to check it April on before the time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I just want to say, as we would say colloquially, big up to all the people listening. I invited some friends, my wife and all those people. I sent her a link. And my friend in New York, my friends here, I sent one for Beckett also. And I hope they tune in. And your program is inspirational. well timed, and your program to me is a source of encouragement for Vincentian artists to express themselves and to expose themselves and stuff like that. It's the first I'm being a part of it. I didn't even know about it before. It's a good program. I hope you all continue. Go from strength to strength. And like I say, thanks for inviting me. And I do appreciate coming on the program. And I hope sometime I will be back. I'll continue to listen. Have a good day. And thanks again for the invite.
No problem. Definitely, we will have you back on. Definitely, man. Yeah. We
Okay,
appreciate
my
you.
brother.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks again for coming on and sharing some knowledge with us tonight. So we appreciate you. Have a good one.
Yes, okay, great. I'll listen. All
All
right.
right, thanks. Yes. So that was Mr. Patches Knights. Yeah, we just wait. We have some difficulties, some technical difficulties with iPer, so we're trying to get that sorted out. Kaba still the president of this Calypso Association still to come. So in the meantime, Mr. Abijah, tell them.
I was born and bred in this country, and my neighbor Stringberry here. I'm the son of a Garifuna, descendants of Chateauye. But the St. Vincent that I used to know, it had leaders who used to care. Fundamental rights and freedoms, in plain sight they just disappear. Some left here at the mercy of the modern colonial man. We just change the name from massa to elected politician. The struggles of our forefathers, sacrifices that gone to waste. St. Vincent is never be a real place. Politicians divide and rule us, bringing real chaos in the place. We love them like how toothbrush love toothpaste.
St. Vincent is not a real place.
Young people fighting for road work because jobs in the place raise case. All that college money people don't waste.
St. Vincent is not a real place.
And they fling away the constitution, and the court is not for the poor man. For justice is hell we don't face. St. Vincent is not a real place.
Kaiser, man. So come here, Pogwan.
I'm going to see a doctor. I find something is wrong with me. I feel that I am allergic to stupidness and hypocrisy. A man could bury a coffin down in the cemetery, and instead they jail him for obia, get a bitch and walk overseas. So we have a coffin general representing our country. Corruption and nepotism is a part of our psyche. If you're grading on good governance, we come in last in a one-man race. St. Vincent could never be a real place.
I say St. Vincent could never be a real place, man.
Now Julian, that be the hope of the human race. They left bigger bigs in all of the haze.
St. Vincent is not a real place.
Guess who first reached Buckingham Palace? That front seat in the people place. He should get the Nobel Prize for bare face.
St. Vincent is not a real place.
It's the blatant victimization, the appeal to call for frustration, fling the workers down on their face. St. Vincent is not a real place.
Kaiser, man. Yes, Mr. Winston.
At the age of reason to tell mighty explain a hall, but afraid because I ain't able to end up like Yugi at all. The public death of this country, it does have me trembling still. And you must be a kunomunu to make Taiwan put a hook in your gift. And I hear that NIS money, all you mightn't get that as well. For the jogging it by the bucket, say they building a next hotel. If this was another country, it's the gallows man with a face.
St. Vincent will never be a real place.
Accountability is a cuss word. Arrogance has taken its place. Tax money just vanished without a trace.
Citizen is not a real place.
I want no high maintenance woman. They causing all the crime in this place. Man does have a kill for them pretty face.
Citizen is not a real place.
They never lock up Dr. Tyson. The man bragging without a reason. Now put some old jump into my face.
Citizen is not a
Thank
real
you.
place.
Yeah, what? Alrighty then, alright.
Yes, man. Say, this is not a real place, man. This next song, let me see if all in okay. So, all tell me who's singing this one here. Don't play with me here. Let me see if all in okay. So, songs, man. Who know this one here? Let me know fast.
When I was about to leave school, mommy had a talk with me. She said, girl, the time is now when you must take life seriously. All your childhood days are going away. You must now be thinking of a career. So anything you do, please do it honestly.
Yeah, Kenny, man.
Don't bring cry and shame on this family.
Who not remember Fatty Dan, man?
Prefer you to be a scavenger going wrong, cleaning the street.
Pamela!
I prefer you to be a shoe cleaner, cleaning shoes on Mr. John's feet, than to be a politician, working trickery on this nation, living high and feeling mighty, while the majority living in poverty. She say, Fatty girl, I would love to know you have a degree, whether it be an MA, BSc or a PhD. But in life, please always try to be fair. Don't ever let money lead you astray. For in this time to live a straight life, it might not be that easy. Try your best, I want you to promise me. She say, I prefer you to be a vendor, walking around selling cakes and sweets. And I prefer you to walk down flour mill, man, just pulling and packing wheat, than to be a big shot lawyer, ripping off some more landowner, making use of electricity just to get money. Don't do that, honey.
Somebody say Kaiso, Kaiso. I love to go to tent, man.
She say the evil you do, girl, it's sure gonna follow you.
Miss Ruth!
What's the sense you're rich today, then your life end up in sorrow? Retribution, I know it's always there, and it sure will catch up on you somewhere. So forget about material things and check for the Almighty, and for sure you will live in prosperity. She say, I prefer you to go and walk the land planting Tanya yam and a day, and I prefer you to go out on the sea, fatty, if that's the only way, than to be a policewoman, taking bribes, having no conscience, searching nurses without mercy. Oh, what a pity. Don't do that, fatty.
Don't do that, man.
Balaba-day, lie-doy, lie-day, lie-die-die. Balaba-dee-bum-bo. Balaba-dee-bum-ba-day. She preferred to remain poor than to be living uneasy. You could never live at ease when you're living dishonestly. You never know when your trick's gonna fail. All your sins keep packing up on your tail. All the rub and cookery you see people in. Just remember Judgment Day is waiting. She say, I prefer you to be a Calypsonian without money, I don't care. Just keep people updated on the news, the things that try to keep us here. Don't you be no big bank worker who would steal a couple $, and would have to run overseas. That is not easy. Don't do that for me.
Yes, man. Yes. Rest in peace, Fatty Dan, man. She was a good singer, man. A good Calypsonian, man. I still enjoy Fatty Dan intense back in the day. So yeah, man, we have the president of the Calypso Association with us tonight, Mr. Errol Bennett. Please help me welcome Mr. Bennett to the studio. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, the man
I'm
really
hardly hearing you though.
You had him. I hear you good, man.
Yeah, and I hadn't my since you came on my earphone like they're not playing.
I'm
hearing
good.
you through the camera. I'm hardly hearing you.
Oh,
I'm hearing you. I was hearing you when I was looking.
Right.
Very extremely well, but now I am in. I'm not hardly hearing you.
Okay, hold on. See if you can put up the volume for
I don't know. You're very low, but let me something. Yeah, you are very phone and can hear you there, but on
better?
where you speaking to me, I can't hear you. Hardly.
That song better?
I don't know what's the issue.
Yeah, but we hearing you good though. We hearing you good. Maybe your head. Maybe
and I'm gonna.
Your earpiece, maybe.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. DJ Sin, I'm hardly hearing you.
Is that any song better?
I
Song
don't
better
know.
now?
As I said before.
Wait, Kaba.
I have another phone in front of you.
Kaba, can you go out and come back in?
If I turn it up, I'm hearing it loudly. Let me just see if you can hear this. Hearing you.
Hello?
Is that any song better? Song better now? No, I am. I have another phone in front. No, I'm not hardly hearing you.
Take him off and tell him come back on. Let me fix that. Let me fix that.
In the name of the Father, in the name of the Son.
Let me fix that one time before Kappa come on. Miss.
When I take a good look at all you, it's like an egg in me head. The only thing I comparing all you to is a holy living dead. There has been no kind of development. Year after year is the same. The only thing I see all you doing is trying to give Calypso bad name. Are you hypocrites? You saying that all of you is my friend? All you hypocrites. I come here to face all of you again. All you hypocrites. You saying that all you love Calypso. All you hypocrites. It's something I want all of you to know. If you hear all you is to me, all you feel, all you destroy me, I will never ever surrender to Calypso. Calypsonians hypocrisy. All you hypocrites.
Yes, man, the man say all the hypocrites, man. Let me try get back cover on shortly, right?
Them fellas smoking too. Put your hands together and bring on the man, the manager.
Last year during Carnival, one night at Phil's Bar, well, I had a conversation with the Prime Minister. He said that he disagreed with everything in my song. He was trying to get me to admit I was wrong. But it was not until that he told me all the Calypsonians who sing on he is smoking marijuana or taking the white lady. Well, with that disrespectful response, I became offended at once. So I decided to prove to the whole nation them fellas smoking more than Calypsonian. Yeah, why? The marijuana does make you feel hungry, behave greedy, and want to devour everything you see. Well, if you check out the behavior of these politicians, now tell me who better than them to fit this description. Cause when they get into power, everything they devour, they just behave so greedy and get on so hungry they can scrape everything they see and have a great
Come on, could hear me now?
for plenty money.
Loud and clear, loud and
So
clear.
if marijuana just make
Are
you
you
do
hearing me, though?
all them things they say it does
Are
make
you
you
hearing
do.
me?
Yeah, I hear you, I hear you.
Yes,
Them fellas smoking too.
Them fellas smoking too, baby. Yes, man, let me try this again and see if Kaba could hear me properly. Kaba, what's up?
good evening, DJ Saint, and good evening to your listeners, your loyal listeners. It's good to be in your show after an absence of several years. I remember being there with Stephen Hawkins and somebody else during the COVID years. But it's always a pleasure to be able to speak about culture and specifically tonight Calypso. You know, I don't ever profess to know everything, but whatever little I know, I will share with your loyal audience.
Yes, yes. So tell the people your role in Calypso and St. Vincent. What's your role?
Well, I am the president of the Seven Grenadines Calypso Association, which makes me the leader of the association responsible for Calypso, for the promotion and development of Calypso in Simmons and the Grenadines. And I dare say in America, because as you ought to be aware, there is a Calypso tent located in Brooklyn, New York, making us, I believe, having a unique distinction and being the only country with a Calypso tent in the diaspora. And that tent has been doing a wonderful job.
Nice, nice, nice. So how the season shaping up so far?
Well, the various tents have been rehearsing. They've been rehearsing regularly. They are raring to go. The 10th season actually starts this Tuesday coming. 27th of May is will be the first 10th show. And graduates will kick the ball off. You know, being involved in football, like my football analogies. Then on Wednesday 28th, it will be the turn of Upstage Experience on the 29th on tour. The way things are done in 70 Grenadines is that the tents have a specific day. So graduates are on Tuesdays, upstage experience on Wednesdays, and on tour on Thursdays. So it goes that the 27th of May, 28th of May, and the 29th of May will be the fourth round of shows. Then we go to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of June, and finally the 10th, 11th, and 12th. And all these shows will be held at the Rustlers Auditorium. And of course, those are the preliminaries. Those final shows I just mentioned. But before that, though, the first preliminaries take place in Brooklyn, New York. And the Dynamite Calypso tent will face the judges. It is traditional, historically, that's how it's done. Dynamite is being judged for then the other tents in Simmons and the Grenadines.
Yes, I guess you guys do that in case anybody get picked, so that, so they could get to come home.
Well, yes, well, because we're at the end of the judging, which normally ends on Thursday. In the past, we have had the Patini tent, and even after that, we had the Prophets Calypso tent, then became the Women's Calypso tent, and when they were involved, we had judging up to Friday. So as soon as the judging is finished, the very next day, the semi-finalist names are called, and we have a 2-week gap between preliminaries and semi-finals. But I just want to hasten to add here and recognize the outstanding contribution of Robert Patches Knight. Well, his official name is Robert Patches King. And, I often joke with him, and just going to have an Italian day about his name. As you know, as he just mentioned earlier, he's a fierce black man. He's proud of his black heritage. And I normally joke with him and say, you're so anti-colonial, and yet you end up with 2 names from the British colonial masters. 2 titles, a king and a knight. And we'll always have fun with that. Imagine that is really ironic. But the real matter here that I'm dealing with, because of his outstanding contribution to Calypso, not only as a singer, and yes, he's a fantastic singer, but as a musician and as a mentor to young Calypsonians. The Calypso Association unanimously agreed to recommend to the CDC that Patches be honored this year. We said it at the press conference that we had on Tuesday, and I'm repeating it for its word, that the Calypsonian Association will be advancing Robert Patches King Knight's name to the CDC for him to be honored, deservedly so, this year.
Yeah, that's a good look. I like that.
Yes, you have to honor you have to recognize when persons have contributed, but how little it is, and sometimes some people's contribution are that high that you are forced to recognize it, even if you don't want to recognize it. But I have always recognized and appreciated the importance of Patches, not only to Calypso, but to our cultural landscape in Simmons and the Grenadines. He himself sung about himself. In his song, he didn't mention his name, but he's one of those. He's an unsung hero. And I salute and I applaud him for his contribution. And he has been in the vineyard for how many years? You heard what he said, how young he was when he started singing Calypso?
Yes.
12 years old. Among the big Calypsonians back in the Spider, Sheller, Hawk. So I tip my hat to Robert Patrick King Knight.
Yeah, man. Enough respect to Patches, man. He do a good interview too.
Yeah, well, he's quite articulate here. And
Yeah.
he's quite, as one with him, he don't hold back. He speaks his mind. He speaks with candor. And I appreciate person like that. Tell me straight to my face. I like straight talkers. And the worst thing you could do to me is to stab me in my back. You know, niceties in front of me and then the back of my side. You're trying to undermine me or you're taking out the daggers. I don't like it. Some people are afraid to face criticism. I don't. I know it makes me a better person. Yes, there will all be detractors, but as a human, you have to live with it. You know, Jesus Christ was crucified. Who am I? I will always stand. I will always stand for what I believe in.
Yeah, man. But Kaba, I have to big you up too because I know you was very instrumental with this Sign Hill soccer league, and that really did a lot for us as youngsters growing up. Keep us out of trouble. So big up yourself for that
Well,
one
I'm
time,
happy
man.
that you mentioned that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I didn't want to steal some your time, your precious time, and talk about Zainil. And you mentioned about it. But this year will be Zainil's Sports and Cultural Club 50th year in existence. This is our golden jubilee. In fact, when Anne contacted me, I spoke to her and said to her, I first have to go on a glow walk. You know, sign your phone, you see, like I said, this is the t-shirt. I just came, I not just came, but I went on the glow walk before I came here to take part in this program. And I must hasten to add this important program. It is an important program that you could be in Canada and connecting, be in Canada and connecting with your brothers and sisters in St. Vincent and Grenadines. So, so this year is our Golden Jubilee, and we have a theme, Golden Jubilee, honoring the past, shaping the future. And we intend to have three major activities, three major events this year. We intend to have on June 29th, incidentally, that is Calypso semi-finals. We intend to have a pure service and a treat for our elderly. In November, we intend to have a big event akin to Vincy Day, and it is called Sign Hill Day. On around December 20th, our plan is to have a big awards dinner and gala. You know, there are so many persons have contributed to Sign Hill for what it is. I hope I'm not boring your audience, your listeners. I hope I'm not boring them. But in so much as you give me the opportunity, I just want to let people know how proud I am as a Sign Hillian. As I often say, when you are a genuine Sign Hillian, you bleed green and black, and you will know what the green and black stands for. You played in Sign Hill League, you played in Frenches against Sign Hill, and there are so many persons that has contributed to Sign Hill in no mean way, in very significant ways. And I know you get in trouble when you start mentioning persons. You have Winston Davis, you have Lloyd Lewis, you have Roy Ralph. Roy Ralph and Lloyd Lewis are both gone. They're both gone to beyond. And the person who has impacted me most as a Sign Hillian, I even feel a void, and that is, I suspect you know who it is. That's Elliot Moore Millington.
The Militant Brothers, man.
Yeah, but Elliot Moore Millington especially, he's the one who gave me the opportunity to start as a 20-year-old to manage Simon Football Club. So I am indeed grateful. So yes, I am grateful that you brought that up, so I could get the opportunity to speak about Sign Hill, because Sign Hill is very dear to my heart. And so if you need now, I can get back to Calypso.
So wait,
And
Kaba, before we go to Calypso, I understand that the steel pan band is not coming this year, something like that. Is
so
that
I've been
true?
told the senior steel band is not participating in senior panorama, but they are participating in junior panorama.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
I asked just today. I asked because they are the ones who actually staged the glow run earlier this evening. Yeah, so yes, you're correct. The senior pan side or steel orchestra because pan side is the derogatory term when it comes to steel band. They don't want to hear their orchestra, and that is so true. So the sign from steel orchestra will not be participating in the senior competition. However, they will be participating in the junior aspect of Panorama this year because this year, for the first time, I think for a long time, junior panorama and senior panorama will be staged on the same day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, historically, the first Sunday used to be of carnival used to be junior panorama. Yeah, but it now will be twinned with senior panorama on the show called Steel and Glitter.
Nice.
So
Uh,
that's
I
you
says,
were
man.
there.
Sorry to hear that, man, because I know a lot of people look forward to signing
Yeah,
up.
well,
Yeah.
I'm certain they have good reasons as to why they not communicate. I'm certain that they have good reasons.
Yeah, yeah. So let's go to tent cover.
Mm.
I grew up going to tents, man, and tent used to be excited. A lot of people used to show up to tents. What's some of the reason you think why people do not show up as much like before to tents?
Okay, well, me, I am giving. Remember, what I am giving here is an opinion. Okay, I don't want people to take it as I'm speaking the gospel because I have not done any scientific research, but the trends say to me, and it's not only in cemetery ground, and this is not being apologetic or anything, right? Calypso, and let me state here, in my humble opinion, Calypso is a broad term. And what we generally call Calypso, I refer to it for ease of reference as Kaiso. And Raga Soka, which I give credit to Alston Becker Series, the two geniuses, the doctors, Alston Becker Series and Frankie McIntosh, for creating Raga Soka. I am claiming, based on what persons have said to me, that Raga Soka is the creation of St. Vincent and Grenadines through two geniuses, Dr. Alston Becker and Dr. Frankie McIntosh. And of course, we have Soka. I want to draw an analogy here and see if it fits. Right? I know you like football, but I'm certain you know about cricket as well. Right? When we were growing up, Test cricket was the boss. It was the master. We knew nothing. One, the cricket be played in England and so on, but not at an international level. But all we were waiting for is the 5-day cricket. Somebody came up with the grand idea, why not internationalize one-day cricket? And they did. And persons start to gravitate from one-day cricket, from test cricket to one-day cricket. So the crowd started a lesson in test cricket, and we saw an uptick in one-day cricket. And then they introduced the World Cup, playing 60 overs, and that became a big hit. Years rolled on, and some person decided, why not even try a shorter format? And they introduced 2020 cricket, now rebranded T20 cricket. You just have to look and see where the crowd gravitate to in cricket these days. T20, even one-day cricket has suffered. Look at how easy people have come in here. Generally, the youths are like fast food people. So here I am going now. When I was growing up, the biggest show in Carnival was a show aptly named called Demonstrator Big Sunday, which featured King of the Bands and Calypso, King initially, and then Calypso Monarch when female entered the competition. That was by far the biggest show.
Yes, everybody's look forward to that. Everybody's look forward to the
Exactly,
show.
everybody. And then, same family, soca was introduced as a competition, and we saw the massive crowds. We saw the massive crowds that attended Soca Monarchs. While those for demonstrate dwindled, Raga Soca is we just started a competition. So what I am saying here is that the young persons gravitate towards Raga Soca and Soca. It's the infectious beat, in my opinion, that captures them. Because sometimes, and I don't want to diminish anybody's contribution, but we know sometimes some of the soca songs are just repetitive and short, but they are attractive to the younger persons. Plus, Calypso is not played regularly on the main radio station and the urban radio stations. So the young persons are fed a diet mainly of soca. Even raga soca suffers at times during carnival. So the young persons to them, Calypso is old fashioned. Kais is old fashioned. So you have to now try new things. I know there's a debate, and I always have disclaimers. I am no expert in music, but I certainly can follow trends. Up to 2023, Chartdos was complaining that the tents in Trinidad were dying. In fact, the Calypso or the Kaiso aspect in Trinidad and Tobago was dying. Up come 2024, and the great and marvelous Marshall Montano decided to enter the Calypso competition. He made the finals and he became king. I was there. I was there the 2 years, so I can speak. To see the difference, the vast difference in the crowd that attended the Calypso finals in Trinidad and Tobago. Some persons are saying that he sung a rehearsed song. That's not my business. In 2025 this year, he was defending, and young brother with what people call soca or groovy soca was picked for the finals, and the youth gravitated towards young brother, and the stadium was almost filled again for the 2025 Calypso finals. To me, there are lessons to be learned. A person wants to believe that everything remain the same. No, the only constant is change. And in my humble opinion, we need to draw lessons from what we have seen in front of us and understand that Calypso also, or Kaiso, has to evolve. Has to evolve. Because we have to try and get new persons to come to tent. So that's my observation.
Yeah, so we see the Marshall influence. We see the young brother. So in terms of St. Vincent now, what can we do to get people more excited about Calypso? Maybe,
Well,
yeah.
let me hear them.
No,
Maybe we could ask Skinny Fabulous to sing us to sing a song and enter the Calypso. Or come the Calypso 10 because he's
I
quite popular, a problem child, that kind of person, a fireman hooper,
yeah,
because they have a following.
a
And
Skarpyon.
fireman has sung Calypso already. Okay, so
Okay, nice. I think maybe if our bigger guns go into Calypso back, like Skarpyon, that would be a big help.
yeah,
You
well,
know.
even
Yeah.
Skarpyon, Bomani, the higher the profile is it better for the art form
Right.
because they also bring different styles to the Kaiso. So what you want to do is strike a balance. You want to maintain your core, and you want to have you want to recruit new followers, and you need to do that. It's a challenge, but also to it's not episodic. Meaning, it's not a quick fix. We also have to look at it as being systemic. Do we need to go into the schools and let persons know about Calypso? Because it's in the schools now, but only at a competitive level. You know, it's only at a competitive level. So these children sing calypso for the carnival season, and then that's it. There's nothing to teach them the history, to have a mentorship program. We have to look at this in a very methodical manner, in a scientific manner, and see how best we can address the ills.
Yeah.
Because it is definitely, we have seen definitely there are challenges.
Yes.
Every now and then, like last year and year before, something it tends, based on the songs that are being played, something tends attract bigger audiences. But in the country overseas, so the country where the songs them allow people to come to dance.
Yeah, but that's the foundation of Calypso, no? Like, back
Yeah,
in the day, everybody want to know what happening in the country, right? So we go listen to Calypso to get all the
right.
information, right?
Well, Calypso was the poor man's newspaper. The Calypsonians was the voice of the voiceless. You
Just like
understand? Or the voice of
just
the
like
voiceless.
reggae, right? Just like reggae.
Yeah. The song for the those who are oppressed, those who are victimized. But with the advent of social media, everything is being invented on social media. But still, there is a place for Calypso. As far as gone, there's always a place for Calypso.
Yes, yes. So wait, come on, I have a question for you. Winston, want to know if you see like our young brother take part in Trinidad, right? If you think that can happen in St. Vincent with the younger artists them gravitate into Calypso.
Well, we have to try to make it exciting for them. Make them feel there's a place for them there. In fact, some of the tents do add what we call soca, have soca artists in their tents. And we have allowed them to be judged. So tents are actually trying to get soca artists and to grab it to get the younger persons to come to tent with the aim that there will be a following. But as I say, everything don't happen overnight. Everything don't happen overnight. And we just have to work on it. Calypso, mass, and pan are the foundation, are where our carnival is grounded. But we have seen the transformation, we have seen what has happened to the mass. It's something like that is happening where we have these bands that are big and persons only concerned more than ever about the experience. But understand the saint. Person like you, Jane Winston, who asked the questions, we believe. In fact, I know we can't do it alone. We have dependent person like you give us ideas. How can you improve on Calypso? Don't ever think that you could sit in a boardroom because you're named president. That means that you know it all and you have all the answers. You have the panacea. No, no. You know as much as you know, and there are others who know more than you. And there are others who have vested interests and have good ideas and good suggestions, and you must always take them on board.
Yes. Um, in primary school, I went to Anglican primary school, and every carnival season, I remember Ipa and Rejector used to come and walk with the kids them who wanna sing. So maybe you guys could implement something like that across the nation.
Yeah. God, you remember when I spoke about patches? It was like a mini biography, like a citation. I said he's also a mentor. Patches and other colleges have been doing that. But they also have been asking for permission to go into schools and have mini concerts. They have done it in the past and they are raring to go again once they are given permission by the authorities. Those guys and a lot of the Calypso have Calypso interests, have Calypso interest in their hearts. So come up with the ideas which try what we can do and let's all of us work together. Even the young diaspora, you can an idea, a suggestion can be worked on. You don't have to be physical in St. Vincent.
Yeah, makes sense. But I the thing with, I think with Calypso, I think if you grab the kids up from the primary school, I think it could be a better chance for them to love Calypso. You know?
You're correct. That's why I said it's not the solution is not episodic. It's not that you take a blast and put on the show and that's it. It's systemic. You have to go in the system, look and see where the root problem is, deal with the root problem, find solutions, and start where they can take root. So I'm agreeing with you, and I suggested that we do just that.
Yeah. So what you think about the quality of the junior calypso competition?
Uh,
The standard.
well, let me answer it this way. Last year was good, but I'm going to answer it this way. I don't know if you remember or if you know that a 10-year-old made the Calypso semifinals.
Yes, yes.
And that's the youngest person to have done that, created history, Divine, who became the junior Calypso monarch in the primary school category. And we have several primary school children and secondary school children singing in tents. Omani was a secondary school Calypso monarch. He sang also in the tent. And others, Diamond has a daughter who sings also in tent, and they are singing in the tent. There's a new, well, from all reports, because remember when I said Calypso, I am including Raga, Kaiso, and Soca. At the launch of Carnival, I was not in a position to actually take in the full experience because I was there in our bar. We were operating a bar, the Calypso Association. And from all reports, the reigning junior Calypso Soca monarch was one of the hits. I went back and looked on YouTube at a clip at the very end where she was saying, "All come Victoria Park." And I heard the crowd roaring and applauding. This year, based on what I've seen, the Calypso is in good hands.
Yeah. That young lady, she ready. She's good.
She
She's
ready.
good.
I'm telling you, she has all the characteristics to make a good soca. And then you have this other young lady named Lexi.
Yeah, I heard her song. It's real
Yeah,
nice.
I heard that she has a a collaboration with one of the bigger artists, one of the senior artists.
Yes.
Somebody's telling me.
Yes. Hold on, Kaba. Hold on. Let me play this song for the people that want to hear what we're talking about. 1 minute, 1 minute. Good night, Sheena.
Max Carl and Lexi. What? All you know
One of my favorite men.
let we go now.
As the sun rise, it's a blessing.
It's a blessing.
A blessing.
It's a blessing, yeah.
No carnival, no more stress.
We don't wanna stress.
No.
We just wanna be free.
People from everywhere, glad to be here. They're ready for the mass and fun. Nothing compared, so give life a check.
Best man.
Now we jamming at the July sun. Having a time of our life.
Yes, we having a time.
Everywhere's pandemonium. Having a time of our life.
We doing the dirty
We
dance.
sick and now we cranium. Having a time of our life.
Yes, we having a time.
Everywhere's pandemonium. Having a time of our life.
We doing the dirty
We
dance.
sick and now we cranium. Oh,
Mr. Kojo.
oh, it's a carnival season. Oh, oh, we sick and now we cranium. Oh, oh, everywhere's pandemonium. Oh.
Yes, man, Miss Lexi.
Yes, let's see. And her father is so invested in this young lady. You know, last year she did not get to compete, and her father contacted me, and I was able to get her as a guest artist on the show. And her song was making waves on social media. The Vincy 784 song, and that's what you have to do now. You have to be very flexible. Yeah, you know, and they are the future. These young artists are the future. We have to do whatever we can do so they can get the conducive conditions to grow in the art form.
Yes, yes, yes.
So,
But
so you go ahead. You go ahead.
no, I was saying one thing I think the Calypso need to do. I think the tempo is too. I think it's too slow, man. I think sometimes they need to up the tempo a little bit because tonight I play a song from Patches, Ring the Bell.
Ring the bell, yeah.
You could party to that song and the lyrics is still strong, right?
Then the lyrics is still strong. And Patrick was saying, then some persons you can kind of blame them because one, that's their style. They're very comfortable in saying anything they sukung. Some person like that. But others can definitely bring it up tempo. It will have the fast. We have had numerous examples of that here. That's what is known for that kind of slow calypso, kaiso. But Charlotte also have kaiso that you could dance to. And that is something we are to try to nurture persons young. Let them know. And another thing I think is humor. People of humor. So if you could put humor in your songs, because the truth be told, when people come to tent, they really want to be entertained. So if they can dance and laugh and so, I am not saying by any means, by any stretch of the imagination, that you must do with your style. Or you must have serious kaiso in that way. Because you can also have serious kaiso with up tempo. Patrick is a man who is well rounded. You heard him speaking about melody. Something people sing Calypso and all the concentrate on are the lyrics. At the expense of the melody. It's melody, as far as I know, as far as I'm concerned though, that makes me remember song. And make you dance. And the melody is sweet. So what you want a synchronization, a meshing of melody and lyrics. And some persons, but we just need calypso that are entertaining. Or calypso could be entertaining and still carry a serious message. Perseverance. You could answer perseverance.
Of course.
One of the best calypsos I've ever heard written and sung. I'm a Vincentian first and foremost. And I'd always champion Vincentian. All things Vincentian that once it's good, I'll champion it. So, you see, and that's the point I'm making again. It's your observation. You talk about Winston just now with this question. Those are the kind of thing that we need. We need persons to encourage us, to be critical of us when we absorb criticism. But let us all understand, we all in this thing together. One Vincy, one purpose. Together we will achieve unity and strength, my brother.
Of course. Yes, man. Yeah. But you ever think you think, okay, how you see Calypso in the next 10 years? Like the direction you think it need to go and it will go.
I think it has to evolve. And as you say, young brother and others have shown us the direction. Because there's empirical evidence. The 2 years before Marshall came back and because he sang when he was 11 years old, he too young to soca. Right? And then he concentrated on soca, what they call power soca and groovy soca. And he became a giant, a titan in the business, regarded as the best soca artist. But he decided to come back, sing Calypso, sing Kaiso, and we saw the effect. And I said I witnessed those 2 years. And again we saw young brother this year. So they are showing us that young persons can gravitate towards Calypso. but it just has to be in the right tempo. There just has to be something that attracts them. And there's nothing. Einstein said it best. Einstein saying doing the same thing all the time and expecting different results is the definition of a lunatic, of a crazy man. Yeah, of a madman. So you have to try new things. And you have to, you can't say, God will help me, pray to God and don't do the work. You can't let the lady who went down with her load, all load of clothes and went down to the riverside
DJ Saint.
and
Mixing live.
prayed.
Mixing live. Mixing live. Mixing live. Mixing live.
Sorry about that.
Prayed,
Sorry about
yeah.
that.
And just pray to God Almighty that she could get her clothes washed. And left the clothes, then went into town to do her own business. When she came back, she met the clothes in the same place. Because lesson learned, moral of the story, even with the help of God, you have to put in the work.
Do you think they use social media, the Calypso, and use social media enough? Like the soca artists, them you see
No,
they pushing
definitely not.
the music, right?
Definitely not. And we have asked them, and they're so optic. We have actually asked to tense them to ensure that they have Facebook pages, and not only Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, so they can use it for marketing purposes. Because we ask CDC to get more involved on the marketing aspect. And the other thing, Colin, strange hear me calling Colin, but
I know.
on the other thing is, I lose my train of thought. What was I saying? What's the last thing I said before that?
We're speaking about the marketing and social media.
Right. Okay. Right. Now, one of the issues is that all soca artists, and I can say all record. So it's easier for them to play their song by YouTube and social media. Well, YouTube is a form of social media. The Kaisonians, many of them don't record because of the expense. Because, truthfully speaking, Calypso is largely a labor of love. These Calypsonians, these Kaisonians, are like Billy Button. After the issue, every other stakeholder has to be paid. The people who own the venue has to be paid. The musicians who back up have to be paid. And when all is said and done, even with the sponsorship, many Californians don't see a dollar. Those who see a dollar are those who advance to the semifinals and, of course, the finals. So a lot of them are reluctant to record songs. Otherwise, we could have had these songs on the airways. The persons could know what to expect in the tent. So it is really a jabber.
So Kava, okay, back in the day we used to hear all the songs from the tents them. So it's different now than back in the day?
No, I mean, 7-5 is going to record them.
Oh, okay, that's the
That was
difference.
it. What we used to hear, recording from the radio station.
Oh, okay,
So 7-5 is going to tent early. So we always say all those recordings from 7-5. And even they have a challenge now from old songs because I think something happened in the library. Yeah, so, but just saying that in a scene, you just can't say it's expensive. You have to find some means, you have to explore means of seeing how we could get Calypso and recording their songs early. So they could use social media and other forms to advance their cause, to market themselves.
Right.
So you're correct. That's a correct observation that Calypsonians or Kaisonians don't market themselves, and their presence is not as frequent, it's not in your face, not as visible as soca artists. It's something that we're working on.
Yeah, that's good because for me, I like to play Calypso, but I don't know how to get these songs them. I need these songs them to play.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'll tell you this, because this is an open secret now. When I said that at the press conference, I was approached by Luke Boy who owns Hot
Hot
FM,
90,
and we know what was Hot FM position regarding Calypso. But
right?
Calypso is dying, and they don't have Calypso, they don't have any use in Carnival and so on. But there has been a change of heart, and he has contacted me saying that he wants us to give to him the 50 top Calypsos, 10 each year for the last 5 years of Calypso. And he will play them on the radio station.
That's good.
And yeah, because you know it's with urban radio. You know they cater for 35 and so on. So when Luke gave you that offer, you take it. So at least there's another way that Calypso is being played on urban radio, and at least the youth can hear Calypso.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing if Hot 97 start to play
Yeah, well, he has
yeah.
promised. It's written now all about Andy Barton and produce and deliver the 50 Calypsos that, in our opinion, are the 50 best for the last 5 years, 10 every year.
Oh, that's good. But
Yeah.
Taba, do you think this song comes out too late? No.
But that's another thing. That is because they don't record as well. So you only hear these songs in the 10. So you'll hear Patches, you'll hear an Ipa, you'll hear Marshy, you hear Dennis Bowman, you'll hear Jose One, you'll hear Aid, because there are some of the Californians who record. So you get to hear them all. You hear Abijah, because they go and put their songs on track. Many of the others, and my count, the vast majority don't. And as I said, it's a financial, economic issue for them.
Wow. So okay, one thing since I listen to Calypso, there's one problem in Calypso that from year to year. Everybody always complaining about the judging of Calypso. Every year that's a hot
Every
topic.
year,
Every
every
year.
year. But we have done our best to try recruit new judges, right? Um, and we have some competent judges. Sometimes people don't think it's the competence. Some people think it's the big C. A lot of Californians, you can't please them. As you said, there have never been a year where, well, let me don't say never been a year, because I can say in 2023, because and there have been several years too, that person start that Fire Empress had the crown. From the first time they heard the song, it takes a village to raise a child. That can pop up song.
Yeah, yeah.
As soon as that song dropped, in unanimity, public said, once he delivers that without busting, I will say busting, she is a sure twin. And she won the county, and she won it by a good margin. But when every time the songs are close, persons always believe that there's some cheating. Because I can tell you, some of our judges, if you hear them and I call some of them, you have Dr. Cleve Scott, you have Willis Williams of Touch fame, Dr. Janet Allen, Aubrey Gould, Roddy Dowers, Marla Nanton, a young lady who came in the other day. And all these persons here I call here are trained musically, are trained and have been in the vineyard for years. Well, most of them, because Janet just come. But these people here have been there and have the requisite skill set. But we know how it is when we judge anything called art. There's always some level of subjectivity. But we try our best to select who we think are the best judges, and then it's up to the judges. In fact, today, Colin, Saint, we had scheduled a workshop for judges, but because of some logistical problem, we had to postpone that judges workshop to next Saturday, because you have to keep with the trends. So you have a blend of experience and youth, because you just can't have experience alone, because one day, just like in Calypso, they will have to retire. and they will have to be replaced. So you always have to strive to strike a balance. But yes, you are correct. The Californians are not all do complain about judges. Well, well, not California alone. The Marvin, the Panmen, them every year somebody cheat. But you have to do our part, give the judges opportunity to be trained, have refreshers courses, and then select them. And our process, basically, I can do that because full disclosure and I'm an open book. Our process is that we ask the tenants them to submit names of judges, and then we look to see where judges are most frequent, and from that we chose seven. If it's five, what we're going to say, we chose 7 or 9 judges, and we send them to CDC and said these are how we rate them, and then now it's a CDC show. From semi-final, that show belongs to CDC. They can make decision concern judges, but I'm happy to report for the last 2 years they have gone with the judges that we have nominated.
Oh, that's good.
And these judges, I say, are nominated by the Bureau of States.
Nice.
On tour, upstage, graduates, and dynamites.
So, Kaba, I need to ask, why is it so difficult for people to get permission to broadcast the tents live?
Well, that's a tenth responsibility. Some tend to believe that if you broadcast it, it will make people stay home. So they think they are protecting their business. That they protect their business. You could come for the for the preliminaries, but before that, some tend not allow for us to come and broadcast live.
But okay, so if it's a double-edged sword, right? Because if
Ah, I'm happy that you make that conclusion and not me. Although
yeah,
I share your belief.
because if that good vibes in the tent and people home seeing people enjoying themselves at the tent, obviously they want to be there to take
It's
part
a
in.
means of promotion as well.
Exactly.
The means of promotion. So some people have the view, well, and it should be told, it's not them alone. Internationally, something like that has been done. I don't know if you know that anytime they in the past, I don't know if it happens now because of the amount of TV money they get now, so they don't have to do it anymore. The first time you used to geoblock games that are played in a host country. So same as one international. Nobody can stay home and watch on TV. Hmm. You understand? You have to get some kind of link from outside because they don't want the host country people. They want to come to the park, to the venue. But I agree with you as well. It's just a matter of which side the individual comes down on. You know.
But but then too, if we saying Carlos is dying, we have to do everything to try and make it come back alive, you
Then
know?
give it well, exactly give it exposure. But then when a person has an opinion, and that is how they see it. That's how they see it. Because the tents are autonomous bodies. The association cannot dictate to the tents what to do during their tent shows. They make all their decisions concerning their tent shows. But again, as you said, it's a double-edged sword. Because Calypso is praying for exposure. The exposure can help it grow. On the other hand, there's some truth to it. Some persons prefer to stay in the comfort of their homes and just enjoy not Calypso only, but other cultural offerings.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, man. So I hope we I hope they sit back and really think about it, man, because especially us out here, we need to know what's going on back home, man, because
Yeah.
we want to support it, but we're not there,
Right.
right?
I will tell you this, for certain, all intents agree that on preliminary night, it will be broadcast live.
Okay.
When the Californians face the adjudicators, they tend to give way to the media to bring their show live.
That's good. Good to know. Good to know. Because last year we tried to broadcast some, so hopefully this year we get the
No,
opportunity to.
but once all have agreed for certain, I know some do allow persons to come during the tent shows as well. But all have agreed that these preliminaries will be broadcast live via radio, via social media, whatever, via streaming. They have all agreed.
Yeah, we're gonna reach out to them and see what we can do because
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that
yeah.
because if you need help in terms of getting contact numbers for the tent leaders, I can provide them to you.
Okay, perfect.
Okay? Yeah, yeah.
And we'll contact you for that, and we'll deal with that.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm gonna get them from me. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So Kaba, let's go 2025, man. So what in
Right.
store? What in store for us for 2025?
Well, I tell you, the 10th season starts. I said that earlier when it starts, but it's worth repeating. Tuesday coming the 27th, graduates 28th, upstage experience, and the 29th on tour. That's in May. And then the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of June in the same order. Tuesday graduates, Wednesday upstage, and Thursday on tour. And then we jump now to our first preliminary. Our first preliminary will take place on Saturday, June 7th, in Brooklyn, New York. Like the second Nazareth Regional School or something like that to that effect. And of course, Dynamite's consultant will be the main judge. And then the judges return to sevens. The judge is Saturday, they return to sevens Tuesday, the 10th graduates, Wednesday 11th, upstage, and we bring the curtain down Thursday 12th until Calypso 10th. So then they will select 20 persons advance to the semi-finals. And I have news for our Calypso level and our Calypso level.
Wait,
Yeah.
Kaba. Go closer to the mic or something. Your song a bit echoish.
Tell me now. Still echoing?
Yeah, that better now. Yeah.
Yeah. So did you hear all that I said earlier?
Yeah, let's go back a little bit. Go back a little bit.
Up
We
to
hear,
it.
let's go back from the middle. Go from the middle. From the middle.
Okay, the middle when I said graduates on the 3rd.
Yeah, go from there, yeah.
All right. So graduates on the 3rd. That's their second show, 3rd of June. Upstage the 4th of June. Second show. On tour, 5th of June. And then we move to Brooklyn, New York, where the Dennis Calypso 10 will be the first 10 to face the judges. Saturday, 7th of June. And my information says that they'll be hosting that show at some Nazareth Regional High School. That is the same place where we had the launch of Vincy in New York. It's the same venue.
Right.
Right. The same venue where Vincy was launched in New York last week. The same venue. And then the judges journey back to Sevens on Tuesday 10th. As the graduate Calypso 10 face the adjudicators. Then on Wednesday the 11th is a turn of the offstage experience. On the Brenda Curtain on Thursday 12th, we have on to Calypso 10. Now from there, 22 persons, 22 Calypsonians will be selected to move on to the semifinals. There is a change this year. It is customary for Calypso to begin the official Carnival Vincy season. And that show used to be called Fantastic Friday. The CDC has decided to change that and they have moved Calypso semifinals to Sunday, the 29th of June. And they have rebranded it, calling it an evening with the legends. An evening with the legends. Not only have they branded it, they've also changed the venue. And the venue is now the cruise ship berth. So Sunday 29th, an evening with legends, venue, cruise ship berth. Sticking with the Calypso. July 1st. You want to ask questions? Let me pause.
No, go man, go. Yeah, you're good.
July 1st, the future of Calypso. Future of Calypso, Junior Calypso, which has 3 aspects: a primary school category, a secondary school category, and a soca category that involves both primary and secondary school. And that show is branded Young Voices, Big Vibes. Young Voices, Big Vibes. And you asked me a question previously, and I told you I'm satisfied that the quality of the show will be top notch. I am satisfied. We spoke about Lexi, spoke about the young lady with the rain, and we have Divine, and we have the other Divine, who Divine the Throne, and many others who are going to bring their A game to young voices and show us that young voices could provide big vibes. Now, even before that, even before the official season start, the CDC, in its infinite wisdom, had decided to reintroduce soca semifinals.
I
And that
like
is
that.
one,
That's
yeah,
a good.
that
That's a
is
good thing. Yeah, that's a
soca
good thing.
semifinals. Very good move, very, very good move indeed. And that show is called Bacchanal Bay, 22nd of June, which means the Sunday before the semifinals of Kaiso. And it will take the form of a cooler fit at the E.T. Joshua, the Commission Airport, the tarmac, and that starts about 2 p.m. And as I said, cooler fit style. So after that, we have Big Bad Soca Monarch. Well, remember I spoke already about semifinals and the junior Calypso finals. Young Voices, Big Vibes. And then we will have on Saturday, well, undoubtedly, undisputedly, the biggest show, CDC show. Soca Monarch. Branded Big Bad Soca Monarch. Big Bad Soca Monarch. And there have been a lot of new artists this year. In fact, I believe registration will open for Soca Monarch. I think it's Monday or Tuesday, but I don't like to give wrong information. But it'll open early this week, early next week, and closes on the 9th of June. But there have been the old experienced soca artists have already brought out some of their songs, and there's a bunch of new ones who have also. So it seems like the application, the submissions of names for this year's Soca Monarch will increase. And then on Sunday, we have Demonstraga, which is actually Calypso finals and King and Queen of the Bands. Now, the Calypso finals have been branded Crowns and Legend, the Royal Spectacle. Crowns and Legend, the Royal Spectacle. And of course, Big Bad Soca encompasses Raga Soca, our creation, and Soca. So that is the Calypso season in a nutshell in terms of 10 shows and the CDC shows, the official part of Carnival. And I
I,
want,
I see Winston was having have a question for you. He was
yeah,
like, he say he think, okay, if you reach in the finals or the semifinals, you should be able to change your song, sing a new song.
okay, that's a idea. As I told you, I do this card anything. That's something I will take to CDC. Maybe it more happen for this year. It was food for thought, right? Just like some other Calypsos believe that we should go back to Calypsos rather than one.
I think so too.
Uh,
I really think
yeah,
so,
I
man.
mean,
Yeah.
I think that's something we have to explore. We have to help people views, see 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 what is it best because any anyhow and whichever way we do this, it must always be done to the benefit of the art form and culture in Simmons and human beings. You know. So tell Winston I say thank you for his suggestion. It is well received by me, and I will actually ensure that I submit it and I convey it to the powers that be, so it can be looked at and looked at in a serious manner.
Yeah, that's good. So is it encouraged do Calypso and still back in the day they used to do like in the finals like a new voice. Do they still
Yes,
do
yes,
that?
yes, you can do that. Yes, you can do that.
Okay,
Because
do that. Okay.
one of the most famous boss, I think a lot of people still remember it, is the Campbell Soup. In Mount Mama, when Poster came and had that,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
had the
yeah.
crowd of erupted. And he's not the only one who has done it. Others have done. Yeah, it's committed.
Okay,
It's permitted. You
perfect.
can't change a song
Yeah.
currently, but you can add a verse to your song. Especially one, and it makes sense that when you add your voice, ensure when you add your voice is impactful. Don't add a voice to add another voice sake.
Right.
Of course, and others in the past have added some very impactful voices.
Um, Mr. The man say if you want two Calypso songs, you have to raise the price, the price. But
No, I am just saying that there are many reasons why they stuck to one calypso. Eh? One calypso was actually occasioned by the advent of COVID. One calypso wasn't something that was well thought out, and so okay, we change it from two calypso to one calypso. No, COVID forced us to have one calypso. You understand? And that's one of the reason. Because whoever has made the observation that they give them money, that's one of the reasons is that if they sing to Calypso, they may say they need more money. And one of the other reasons that was posited is that the shows used to go too long. And another one is this one, which has some merit, is that, and I told you about it, I alluded to you where they do it, when many Calypso don't even record. And in fact, many of the Californians only had, especially in the days of two songs, had one song. And when they made semifinals, and there's only like like a 10 days period, they rushed to get another song. That's why, for the most part, most of us used to refer to them as one foot Californians. I know the one foot description mean, the characterization mean they have one song. So it's all of that was taken into consideration, even though the main reason was COVID. And when we were coming back in 2022, we had what was called, and when we think we have what we call an abridged carnival season. Because we were just coming back out of COVID. And we were told because they have the protocols and all those things. So again, nothing. Change is the only constant. So even while you change, given the circumstances, you can change again. But I don't make those decisions by myself. That is something we have to look at the pros and cons, the merits and demerits, and make a determination that it will be done to the benefit of Calypso, whether or not it is best to stick with one Calypso or we move forward to.
wow, yes, man. So tonight you guys gave a lot of information. Hope you guys learned something tonight. So, Mr. Kaba, before you go, any party words?
Yes, I want to thank you again and your listenership for hosting us. Patches and I had an issue, so we weren't able to get on. I would like to hear his contribution as well. I want to say to persons when my voice is being heard, when I'm being seen, I just named out the Calypso shows. I want this opportunity to invite you to come to the Calypso shows. You can be part of the solution. You've recognized that Calypso has had a downward dip. It's with your help that we could look forward to having an upward movement. So I want to invite you, I want to come out here on numbers. And I normally use this here, and this line actually came from Lord Summers. For the song Come Out in Numbers is a meeting at the Market Square. You will come out in your underwear. And I used to say, okay, don't come out in your underwear because we don't want all you in your underwear. But come out in your numbers. Then I reflected and I realized that he did not say come out in your underwear only. he said, come out in your underwear. And we all wear underwear. So come out in your numbers, come out in your underwear, come to a Calypso show in New York, in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, wherever community is being held. Because I need to add and tell you that the upstage experience has thing on the mantle of the Onto Calypso tent. Because they will be traveling to Cumberland and Sandy Bay respectively to have shows outside of the Russell's Auditorium. Support Calypso, but I'm not a selfish person. I'm a cultural person. I'm an all-inclusive person. Support Vincy Mass. Support every aspect of Vincy Mass. I plead with you as I've been sanctioned, and you have been, and even the foreigners, you are welcome to St. Vincent Grenadines, because we pride ourselves as being the hottest carnival in the Caribbean. It is said we don't party normal, and we can brag and say we have the most affordable carnival in the Caribbean, and most definitely the safest carnival in the Caribbean. Statistics has proven that. So we welcome you with open arms. Come to the tents, as Lord of Moses said. Go to a Calypso show. Calypso, me say.
Yeah, man. Thanks, Mr. Kaba, for joining us tonight, man. And all the best in 2025.
Thank you, Saint, and continue to spread the gospel, not only Calypso, but of all things Vincy, all things cultural. You are playing a magnificent role in the promotion and development of your homeland, and those in the diaspora continue to strive for excellence, my brother.
Nope.
You have my support. Blessings on you always.
Thanks, man. So before you go, we're gonna thank Miss Andy Freitas. Miss Andy Freitas, thanks for help us put this together. Yeah, you did a wonderful job, man. So big up, man.
Yeah, you did a wonderful job, man. I must confess that I've never met Anne before. Before she contacted me, and she has really done a magnificent job in ensuring that I am here and putting things in place for me to be on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anne.
Yeah. Oh, before you go, Winston say, tell cities we want the tagline. We don't party normal. We don't want no hottest carnival. We don't party normal. For next year.
Well, the CDC, that's a CDC formulation. That is not mine. I'm not going to take credit for it.
No, I know that, but I'm saying when they want to have meeting.
No, I hear you, but I'm just saying, I like to be clear on things, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not my formulation. It's the one that I'm echoing. Right. And Winston, thank you. You have been a good member of the audience, viewing and listening. And I thank you for your suggestions, and I encourage other persons to submit suggestions. And don't be afraid as well. If you think I deserve criticism for anything, don't be afraid to be critical of me. Because I've often said, I am fallible. I am perfect. I have made mistakes in the past. I am making mistakes in the present. And I will make mistakes in the future. So don't be afraid to point out my mistake. I don't hold it against persons who pointed out where I can do better. And Winston, I thank you for your contributions. Thank you very much, Winston. And you have a good name. You are a win. And you win with a ton. So that's a good name from Winston. And again, we have a man who named Saint, DJ Saint. You want better than that? A Saint and a winner.
Come on, man. Come on. Thanks, man. Good night. All the best, 2025. Yeah, man.
Brother, thank you.
Yeah, man. So, behalf of my whole team, thanks again for putting this together. Miss Rachel, Miss Sherry, Miss Ann, everybody in the back who doing all the hard work to make me look good, right? So big up all yourself. That's Vincy and family, man. So we're saying, what was that?
Was just welcoming Marshy on stage.
Let me see. We try something.
As we go stateside.
You have to put on your camera if it that's you, hyper.
Greetings, happy carnival, everybody.
Let me have some fun, though, man.
Cost of living now is a killer. No one can deny. Everywhere we turn in this country, Lord is the same cry. While they boast about economic growth, cost of living right up to each throat. A woman sold out her sheep and goods in order to get support. She know I have a foul cock that she want to kill. In order for her to make ends meet, she can't pay she bills. While the system killing she with back, she decide to sell some domestic cat, telling people out on the street cat many was the best thing for them to eat. Before she go to sleep, she had to sell some cat.
Wait,
Kids to eat. She had to sell some cat.
Modoy!
Light bill. She had to sell some cat. While the comrade chatting crap, she still have to sell some cat. Basic things like flour and sugar, she can hardly buy. The system only put in water in poor people's eyes. She can't even buy a cake of soup. Don't mention full cream and Quaker's oat. All she can do is to kneel and hope.
Yeah, Miranda.
Rise no more. The woman said to Leacock, somewhere in Green Hill, a man came and trust some cat from she, and he owing still. Leacock tell she, don't bother with that. The man love cat, so he must come back. Leacock himself began to eat. Licking the tongue balling, she cat meat sweet. Before she go to sleep, she had to sell some cat. She couldn't believe she had to sell some cat. To pay the flow bill, she had to sell some cat. To get a prescription fill, she still have to sell some cat. Good night, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the show, Thank you.
Yes, man. Yes. I'm Kaiser, man. Let me take all the back, though. It's Vincy Bass, man. What go on, Jay? What we say?
Vincy Bass, I want you. Black Market Square. Discos everywhere. Vincy Bass, I tell you.
What we tell you?
Vincy Bass, I want you. Get down in the sun. Make love in the sun. Drink your whiskey in the sun. Let us get high in that Vincy sun. I will tell you. I will warn you. Vincy Bass, I warn you.
Let me support this in this year, man. It's our time to show the world what Vincy can do, right? Thanks for supporting Vincy Live each and every Saturday.
Every night, DJ Man Dynamite. Vincy Bass, I tell you. Vincy Bass, I warn you. Climax, Asterix. Fantasia, Apocalypse. Vincy Bass, I tell you. Vincy Bass, I warn you. Take me to the bridge. Get down
man. So we having some issues with connecting with IPA. So we have to try reschedule IPA because we're having some issues, man. So make no sense bring him on and we cannot really connect properly, right? So we go start out next time, man.